Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Glass Seats. This is Viddy.
And my name is Mrinal, and in this episode, we continue the dismantling of the New York Rangers. Another domino falls. I mean, how else would you like me to start it?
This is actually an implosion.
Is that not accurate?
Yeah, no, it's accurate. It's just it's kick them while they're down, I guess.
10 games lost in the last 13, something like that?
Yeah, the 3 teams they beat are not playoff teams.
Yeah.
Not even close, so.
And this is a team that should be going for it.
Yeah.
But if you haven't heard, the latest domino to fall is Kaapo Kakko gets traded to the Seattle Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
In return, the New York Rangers received defenseman Will Borgen, a 2025 third-round pick, and a 2025 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
Some context about these players. Kaapo Kakko is an RFA at the end of this year, currently getting paid $2.4 million. Will Borgen is a UFA at the end of this year, and his current cap hit is $2.7 million.
Yeah. I think also some other context to add on top of this is, as we've been talking about with the Rangers implosion the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of very public drama between Chris Drury. Let's throw in Peter Laviolette into that too. Their head coach, and the players. There's there's been players meetings where it was just them, and they had beef with Chris Drury. Peter Laviolette he kind of knows his job's on the hot seat, but he's like, I'm doing what I can and whatever.
Is his job really on the hot seat? I don't think it is.
I feel like the only reason it's not is because him and Chris Drury are like pals.
Okay, but is anyone looking at the Rangers and blaming Peter Laviolette right now?
I think there's some merit to be made in the case of when you have players like Kreider, Zibanejad. I mean, Trouba has been shipped out, but when you have your top guys who are just making stupid plays and just pinching deep and they're just not making the right plays, you bench him, right? Why is Kaapo Kakko getting healthy scratched?
I guess, and that's part of the reason why he got traded.
Yeah.
Kaapo Kakko was benched and
publicly called out Peter Laviolette,
and he is like, "I'm not the worst player. Why are you benching me?"
Yeah, and usually this can be brought up as a sign of like, oh, he's a young player, he's got ego, whatever. Like the whole Shane Wright situation, whatever. He is factually correct here because he's a plus. I think it was a +9 at the time of the trade, and was not on the ice for most of it. Like defensively, he's one of their better forwards.
Yeah, surprising to say.
Yeah.
It wasn't always the case, but at least this year he's been good.
Yes, and so for him to publicly call out the team, it's not him being a brat; it's him being right.
Yeah,
and so like him getting shipped to Seattle is the best for him. It's the best for Seattle. It's terrible for the Rangers, and I'm not going to speak for all Rangers fans, but it seems like most of them are pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So rightfully
I would be. This is a 2nd overall pick, 2019, right?
Yeah,
and I mean, he's by all means a great middle 6 forward.
Yeah,
those don't grow on trees,
right? And it's something about the New York Rangers that they continuously, time over time, fail to either be patient with or develop young forward prospects. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, they've been pretty good at the D and the goalie. Let's be real.
The goalie's been amazing.
Yeah,
they've just had amazing goalies.
They've never had I can't imagine the last time they had a premier forward, right? Like Zibanejad.
He was coming into that role, and then he's been sloppy the past few years.
Yeah,
so.
Like I'm trying to think back in like the mid 2010s when they were making cup appearances, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't the forward core was not the highlight of their team.
It was Henrik Lundqvist,
Ryan McDonough,
yeah,
and that D core.
Dan Girardi, you can even throw in grinders like that guy. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It's blowing my mind that we're still talking about this almost a decade later. We are talking about this a decade later. 2014 was 10 years ago, and they're still having the same problems with different players, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, at some point, something has to change. I don't know what that is, but this is insanity, I feels like.
Bringing back to my earlier point, Peter Laviolette was not there a decade ago.
Sure, but the problem still persists, no?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying is that the change needs to be higher up than Peter Laviolette.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you
on this. It's an organizational ethos thing.
Yes, I agree with you on that. Something that I wanted to highlight is Kaapo Kakko is, again, he has been doing decent with the Rangers. I think he's been taken out as the young player. All the blame has been put on him. Seattle's full of young players. I mean, they just locked up Beniers long term. Shane Wright again is there now. He's it seems like he's a current or a consistent roster player now.
Yeah, Jared McCann.
That's in my opinion, that's a more younger than older team. I think that's a fantastic place for him to thrive.
Oh, it's a great fit.
Yeah.
Also, can we please stop sending premier players to the Pacific?
Yeah.
Thank you. as a Sharks fan.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We're trying to win a cup. Just give us one, man.
Yeah.
Just give us one. Yeah.
But besides that, I mean, I think it's a great fit.
Yeah, agreed. And you know what? I feel like this is going to go down as one of those trades in like maybe even 5 years where people would be like, what the hell were they thinking? People are still like shocked about the Brassard-Zibanejad trade in terms of like the Rangers and Senators swapping. I think we're going to have that here, but from the Rangers end. Be like, why? What were they thinking? Like, why were they not more patient? I mean, they almost gave up on Alexis Lafreniere, right? Like
the Rangers are hoping they win the cup like this or next year, right?
With the way it's going right now.
Yeah. So this is I think we were talking about before we hit record. This is changes for change's sake, right?
Yes.
They're just trying to get something to work because they have to win this year or next year. Their forward core is too old.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Yeah. And again, we were talking about this before the recording. I think that's a terrible fucking strategy because you're throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
With a team that's supposed to be winning a cup. You could do that with like obviously if there's just a couple parts you got to swap out, sure. You can throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. But this is a team that's supposed to be winning a cup. You don't just build that.
But then what's your other option right now? You've lost 10 out of the last 13. What do you do?
I mean, the players have turned against Chris Drury. The fans have turned against Chris Drury. There's no chemistry in that locker room at all. The top guys are pissed. The young guys are pissed. It seems like there's a consistent in all of this.
So you want to fire Chris Drury?
If I had to find an immediate, that's the one. If I'm James Dolan, I'm going to be like, yo, what the hell's going on here, guys?
Yeah.
Right.
I think right now Chris Drury is basically making all the decisions, right? So he's not going to fire himself. James Dolan is more involved with the Knicks than the Rangers,
which also is a problem in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I don't think there's anything in that locker room that is going to fix this problem. That's the way I'm seeing it. I think this is a front office general management problem.
Yeah.
So
Will Borgen is not the savior.
Can you imagine if he was
just
some guy in Seattle? And sorry, Rangers fans, he's fine. He's a depth defenseman.
He's a piece.
Yeah, he fills out the roster. He eats minutes, but you lost Kaapo Kakko for that. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's a solution. I just don't think it's in the locker room.
Maybe they should schedule a U2 concert and cancel it.
Jesus Christ.
Seemed to
At
work.
Madison Square Garden?
Yeah. Seemed to work.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, we'll see.
Though I don't think this is the final form of the New York Rangers. I expect more moves.
I absolutely expect more moves. I don't know if they're going to be good moves, if they're bad moves, if they're roster moves, coach moves, or general management moves. So I don't know. I think the Rangers are almost like a friggin' soap opera this season right now.
Yeah.
Until they figure it out, keep an eye out on that team. So.
Yeah. We'll end it right there.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts about the New York Rangers in the comments below. If you like this episode, drop a like on it. Hit subscribe if you want more Glass Seats. We got multiple episodes out every week. We're also on Instagram @Glass Seats Show is the handle. See you there. Bye.